kind of a small thing, but I think it's a very big thing, which is it's about the hazards of email. Email was, invented this great productivity tool, but I think it's actually very damaging for culture. And for the simple reason, I've heard some CEOs use this phrase. They talk about how things are lost in translation when you send an email, because with email there's no context or tone, right? And so what might be meant, sarcastically or just lighthearted, somebody can take the wrong way. And it's really important for managers and leaders to be sensitive to that dynamic, because if you're a CEO and you just send a very blunt email saying, "Can you come down to my office?" followed by 2 question marks, that person's going to have a heart attack, right? Because you get the email, and when people get emails from their bosses, they're kind of like archaeologists. They're sort of like, they're like dusting them, trying to, oh, I found a bone. Is this like a chicken wing or is it a dinosaur? Is this a small thing or a big thing? And so I've heard a lot of really great rules from CEOs about using email in the workplace, such as no emailing after if you disagree twice. So if I send you an email, you disagree with me, you send me something back, I disagree with you, no more emailing. You pick up the phone, you get on Skype, or you do something really radical like get up from your chair and walk down and talk to the other person in person. No emailing when anything is at stake. Be consistent in your email style. I don't think it matters what your email style is, whether it's chatty or really blunt, but the point is to be consistent, particularly if you're a manager, because if you're always changing your tone, people are trying to figure out again if it's something big or small. And I'm always struck by how, email was seen as this great advance in technology and communication, but in many ways I think we're going backwards, because the phone, which was invented before email, is such an infinitely better communication tool. I think email is great for a lot of things, like just simple transactions. I mean, if you come out of a meeting, you want to be clear what the game plan is from there. But I really think that email does nothing to build relationships in companies, and if it's much more likely to damage whatever connective tissue is there. And there's just something odd about email. It seems to tap into this weird part of our brain, which is the part that always wants to have the last word. So you get into these disagreements with people, and there's a little bit of like, oh yeah, dynamic. And CEOs talk, they say, they try and tell their staffs, like, don't do this. But again, there's just something about the way our brains are wired. Another common phenomenon is the growing CC loops. Like if there's a disagreement, people start like increasing the CC loops, and suddenly you got a brawl on the baseball field, among your own employees. Our CEO at the New York Times told me a great rule that I think is good to keep in mind for email. He says, if there's ever a conversation with somebody that you would rather have over email, that's probably the conversation that shouldn't be done over email. And I think that's a good rule of thumb.